This is a culture that thrives on making a name for yourself, a face for yourself. We're goal-oriented, we're achievement-oriented, even if that achievement is just to become famous for no reason. You know, you're on a reality show, you do nothing, you're not smart, you're not brilliant, you haven't created anything, maybe you fight with your dad a lot and that's funny, and that's it. That's where we somehow manage to focus an incredible amount of resources and energy on useless stuff that doesn't mean anything, like following celebrities that are celebrities for the sake of being celebrities, and buying magazines that they're in, and spending hours of the day thinking about who they are and what they're doing and what clothes they're wearing and what songs they're listening to, and who gives a fuck. We're sort of growing up in this culture feeling like we have to do something that distinguishes ourselves in a country full of, 350 million people, where it's impossible for every single one to distinguish themselves somehow.
The amount of people around Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington who seem to be involved with the Hollywood cult and child sex trafficking is simply astounding. Soundgarden's frontman owned properties in the United States, France, and most likely Greece, although we have not found documentation to prove that. More than that, the couple seemed to have quite a penchant for dealing in real estate, as the records I took out on the couple listed several properties in California, New York, and Florida. A source told me to pay special attention to the apartments in Miami Beach. According to those close to Chris, Vicky was running an escort catalog from there. She was constantly recruiting girls from social media and celebrity events so they would form part of her roster. She wasn't alone in the business, and besides counting on the experience of her mother, Toni Basil, the widow also had the alleged participation of Selena Diana Jenkins. Want to traffic tweens and teens? Need a great cover? Well, this A-list, mostly movie actor and his wealthy friend have figured out the perfect way. Use a charity to disguise all your movements. That very rich friend has the A-lister wrapped around her finger because she has provided him with those barely legal Eastern European women for well over a decade. Yes, while he was married too. The very rich friend has lots and lots of connections in Eastern Europe. Those teens and barely legal women get sent on humanitarian missions to this Caribbean country. Then, with the help of friendly government officials in the Caribbean, they are given passports from that country and birth certificates. Then, they can visit the US through a special program. Of course, those visits are really just a way to sell them off to the highest bidders, which invariably are sex traffickers. Meanwhile, that same Caribbean country rounds up orphans from their own country and ships them off to that Eastern European country, where they are then sent throughout Europe and the Middle East, where they end up working as slaves and sex workers for years and years.
What's your impression of what you've seen so far of the children of Haiti?
Well, it's a country of people that I think have been bullied by God in ways that are unimaginable for so many years, and in many ways very new to me. It's my first time here. There's the focus on children also has to be a focus on their parents, those that have parents. Orphanages are going to be needed, of course. There's people, your parents were in the home and the child was outside, and then a child just left on the street, and that's true in the tens of thousands. But also because of its history, the children, the adults, everyone here has such a moving stoicism. There are people who are so strong and so beautiful and so courageous that they're just so necessary to protect. We need people like this in the world.
Diana Jenkins, you grew up in a Bosnian refugee camp, and you've seen the refugee camps in Haiti. Are they similar?
Well, I didn't. I grew up in Bosnia, and during the war I escaped, and then after I lived in refugee camps.
Okay.
it's different because this is the first time that I've seen Army that is helping people in disaster, and they're doing a great job, but the conditions are just unbearable. They're worse than anything I've ever seen.
Worse than anything?
Anything I've ever seen. These camps that I visited camp, which is 50,000 people, and we went through the tents, and every single child has some kind of injury, infection, or broken bone.
Sean, specifically, what does your organization, Jenkins Penn Haitian Relief, do?
Well, we were formed very spontaneously. I and a couple of friends were going to come down a couple of days after the quake, and I ran into Diana, and she said, no, don't do it like that, and she came in and fully funded a major operation. So I was able to go to Allison Thompson and Oscar Gubernati and some other volunteers, Dr. Raul Ruiz, and we were, with Diana, able to put together what is now rotations of approximately 30 doctors in our base camp every night. We've administered about 7,000 patients. We have a water expert who's going out and distributing, at this point, 1,000 filters with another 3,000 on the way. We work very closely with Colonel Mike Foster and Sergeant Keith Horn, who are truly exceptional men in the 82nd Airborne. And it has been such an experience working with these people.
Diana Jenkins started out in an exclusive high-roller London strip club with an upstairs brothel. It's where she met her husband, London banker Roger Jenkins. From 2006, Roger worked for Barclays as chief executive of Barclays Capital's private equity group, and from April 2008 as executive chairman of investment banking and investment management for the Middle East. Roger is said to have earned about £40 million in 2005, making him the highest paid banker in the City of London at the time. In 2008, he was key in raising capital for Barclays Group, bringing in over £9 billion. No one is quite sure if she was ever one of the girls, but when she met her future husband, she was on the management team. She has had plenty of experience catering to the rich and powerful, and is very good at it, so there is no question that she could run something like what's alleged in the blind item. When her husband's bank was in serious trouble, she was the one who secured financing from billionaires in the Middle East to keep it afloat. How does a humble nightclub host get to know Arab billionaires and have the clout to secure billion-dollar loans, you may ask? Eventually, even the knee-deep slime husband couldn't stomach her business empire and divorce her. Roger Jenkins also quit Barclays in the summer of 2009. Could it be possible that Diana made her husband and herself rich and powerful by using trafficked girls to entertain both Saudi and British clients to get leverage? Let's get something out of the way before we continue. Everything here is alleged, and since Diana is so worried about her good reputation, it's only proper. Back in 2022, Diana sent out a series of ceased and desist letters to various bloggers, podcasters, and publications who have, quote-unquote, perpetuated unfounded gossip that she had ties to Jeffrey Epstein and his sex trafficking ring. She posted on her Instagram, "I will no longer sit back and allow them to smear my name with impunity. I have instructed my lawyers to take whatever action is necessary to remove these false statements and to pursue justice from those who have been spreading lies about me." Those hit with written warnings include anti-lawyer from the Crazy Days and Nights website, Sharelle, Jezebel, Gawker, Heavy, Sexy Unique Podcast, the South China Morning Post, and former Rich Housewives of Beverly Hills personality, Dana Wilkie. The latter alleged that Diana had extramarital affairs with the likes of Justin Timberlake and Guy Ritchie, and accused her of being a madame who sex-trafficked young women across continents and connected celebrities with prostitutes, among other nefarious claims. Some will say that whenever there is smoke, there is fire. But is there anything to substantiate these rumors besides what we already went over? I'm glad you asked. Back in 2015, Diana published Room 23, as described on her website, as a fine art coffee table book that features photography and art direction by Deborah Anderson. This artistic exploration depicts a year in the life of a Beverly Hills penthouse suite featuring 100 celebrities. Proceeds support human rights projects. The photographs tell a glamorous story of all that takes place behind these closed doors. They are a melange of playful, provocative, and intimate images that reflect the inspired mood of both Diana and Deborah. Diana conceptualized the creation of Room 23 motivated by the idea to pair her passion for raising awareness for the Sanella Diana Jenkins Human Rights Project at UCLA School of Law with beautiful and entertaining photographs of her friends. Jenkins is committed to working and raising funds dedicated to stopping war crimes, genocide, and many other human rights violations that will not cease without action, quote unquote. According to those in the know and those inside Hollywood, the book was supposed to be a celebrity catalog tailored for the super ultra rich, such as heads of state, tycoons, and even royalty. It currently sells on Amazon for only $861. You judge by yourself.